Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really interesting deep within the classical path to enlightenment. We're looking at the Bodhipacciyadhamma 37 specifically.
That's right. We're focusing on these two key sets of mental tools. Indriya 5, often called the faculties or controllers, and Bala 5, the powers. And here's the thing. If you just list out what's in each set, well, they're exactly the same. Identical.
Exactly. And that's the puzzle, isn't it? It's the core question we want to tackle for you today. Why would you have two different concepts, controller versus power, for the very same five states of mind? Is it just semantics?
It really does seem like that at first glance.
Our mission here is to show you why this distinction isn't just splitting hairs, but actually reveals something profound about how spiritual growth, really works.
It's a great starting point.
Yeah.
Because, if you just read the list side by side, you'd think, why repeat this?
Yeah.
So let's be super clear about those five shared elements first. These are five absolutely essential states of mind for making any progress.
Okay, first up, sada. That's faith, or maybe conviction, belief in the path itself. Second, virya. That's effort, persistence, really sticking with it.
Tireless effort, yeah.
Third is sati, mindfulness, that constant awareness, remembering to be present.
Unwavering recollection is a good way to put it.
Fourth, samadhi, concentration, keeping the mind steady, fixed on its object.
Right, mental stability.
And fifth, pañca, wisdom, insight, seeing things clearly, penetrating the surface.
Those are the five. Same list for both Indriya and Bala.
So the million-dollar question remains.
Exactly. The difference isn't in what they are. It's all about their job, their function, and crucially, their level of maturity. How developed are they?
Maturity, okay, so it's like how strong that quality has become.
Precisely. Think of it like H2O, right? Water. Same stuff chemically, but depending on its state, liquid, steam, or solid ice, it behaves completely differently. It does different jobs.
Ah, I like that analogy. So it's not the quality itself, but its intensity or maybe its role at that moment. Is it directing things or is it providing sheer strength?
You got it. And the sources actually give us a really helpful comparison. The manager versus the defender.
Okay, manager versus defender. Let's break that down. What do they do differently?
Let's start with Indriya 5. The core idea behind Indriya is kalo kortfoda. It means being the head, the chief, the controller.
The manager, like you said.
Yeah, the manager of the mind's team.
And this manager role sounds proactive. Its main job is guiding the mind, controlling where it goes, and maybe most importantly, eliminating internal weaknesses, like internal quality control.
Spot on. It's about actively cleaning house internally. It asserts its dominance by directly tackling its specific psychological opposite.
Okay, interesting. So each Indriya faculty targets a specific problem.
Exactly. It leads by subduing the specific counterforce that's trying to mess things up.
Can you give us an example? Like, how does one of the five work as a manager?
Sure. Take Satindriya. That's mindfulness acting as the controller, the manager. Its strength is shown by how well it pushes away carelessness or negligence. The Thai word is mano.
So when mindfulness is in its Indriya role, it's actively catching the mind when it drifts off, making mistakes, being sloppy.
Exactly. It notices the drift and pulls it back.
Yeah.
It's the manager saying, hey, pay attention, let's fix this procedure. It's preventing those everyday slips.
Okay, that makes total sense. It's about managing the immediate internal opposition. So if we take Satindriya faith as the controller, it would be actively pushing back against doubt or skepticism.
Precisely. Faith as Indriya keeps you moving forward even when small hesitations pop up. It manages the internal wavering.
And Virendriya, effort as controller.
It's dominant in overcoming laziness, right? Make sure you actually start the task instead of procrastinating. The Indriya function gets the ball rolling and keeps the immediate workspace relatively clean.
Right, so Indriya is handling the internal discipline, the micromanagement, fixing the little bugs in our mental software.
Well put.
But managing your own team, cleaning up internally, that's not always enough, is it? Especially when bigger challenges come along, you need something more robust.
And that's exactly where Bala 5 comes in. This is the shift. If Indriya is the internal manager, Bala is power, strength, the resistor, the strong barrier.
It's Fender.
Yes. If Indriya is tidying the office, Bala is like the building's main security system, or maybe a powerful firewall stopping major external attacks.
That's a great way to think about it in modern terms. A firewall. So Bala 5 is the defense system. Its job isn't managing internal flaws, but resisting external pressures and reinforcing strengths until they're totally solid.
Totally solid, unshakable.
Yeah.
When those same 5 qualities, faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, are trained and developed to their absolute peak, then they become Bala 5.
So it's a transformation through practice.
It is. They become this immense power, something that just doesn't waver, no matter what hits it from the outside.
And the texts are pretty specific about what this unwavering power is meant to resist, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. The real test, the measure of Bala 5 strength, is its ability to stand firm against the Nivarana 5. The 5 hindrances. These are the big, coarse defilements, the kilesa.
Right, the major roadblocks. Maybe we should quickly list those for listeners who aren't familiar.
Good idea. We're talking about really powerful stuff here. First, sensory desire, wanting pleasant sights, sounds, tastes, etc. Second, ill will, anger, aversion. Third, sloth and torpor, that heavy dullness, lack of energy.
That sinking feeling.
Yeah. Fourth is restlessness and worry, the agitated, scattered mind. And fifth is doubt. But here, it's a deeper, more corrosive uncertainty about the path itself.
These aren't just minor annoyances, then. They're major forces that can completely derail your practice.
Exactly. And Bala 5 is the fully developed defense system that these hindrances just bounce off. They can't penetrate the mind anymore.
Wow. So Indriya manages the inside, Bala defends against the outside. But it sounds like they have to work together somehow. It's not just one or the other.
Definitely not. It's a progression. They work in synergy over time. Let's look at how that plays out in practice, like the stages of development.
Okay, so how do they interact? Is there a first stage?
Yes. Stage 1 is really about building the foundation.
Yeah.
And here, Indriya is absolutely the one in charge. It's leading the way.
So Indriya acts like the pioneer, clearing the ground, managing that initial phase of mental tidiness, making the first efforts to stay focused, maintain belief.
Precisely. It's strong enough at this stage to stop the weaker defilements, the daily carelessness or minor doubts, from completely stopping your progress. It clears the small stuff out of the way.
And while Indriya is doing this initial managing and clearing, what's Bala doing?
Well, at this point, Bala 5 is still, let's say, under construction. It's in training, it's gathering strength, building conviction, getting stronger, but it's doing so under the guidance of Indriya 5.
Ah, okay. So the manager, Indriya, is actively training up the defense force, Bala.
You could put it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Bala hasn't reached that point of being totally unshakable yet. It needs Indriya's direction to grow.
It sounds like a necessary feedback loop. Indriya keeps things clear enough for Bala to have the space and focus to mature.
Exactly. Which leads us nicely into stage 2. This is where things get really stable and the big breakthrough becomes possible.
Okay, stage 2. What happens now?
Now, Bala 5 comes into its own. Those 5 qualities have been practiced, deepened, perfected. Bala reaches full maturity. It becomes that steel fortress we mentioned.
The impenetrable defense.
Right. At this point, its strength is so immense, the hindrances, sensory desire, ill will, all of them, they simply cannot get into the minefield. They can't disturb it.
So the mind achieves a kind of permanent safety, a lasting cleanliness.
That's the idea. Real stability.
Okay, so if the fortress is now impenetrable, does the manager, Indriya, just retire? Is its job done?
Not at all. This is crucial. Indriya 5 doesn't disappear. Its role evolves. It shifts from being the primary defender and cleaner upper.
Because Bala's handling the heavy defense now.
Exactly. So Indriya moves to a much more subtle guiding function. Because the mind is finally stable, calm, unperturbed. Thanks to the strength of Bala, Indriya is now free to do its ultimate job.
And we're talking specifically about Panindriya here, right? Wisdom acting as the ultimate controller.
Yes. This is where it culminates. That rock-solid stability provided by the fully mature Bala 5 becomes the launching pad, the foundation, for wisdom, Pañca, as Indriya, to perform its final decisive action, to pierce through reality. The texts use this incredibly powerful phrase, God. It suggests a sudden, complete, definitive penetration.
Wow, pierce through. That's not gentle. It sounds forceful, like breaking through a barrier.
It implies seeing things as they truly are without any distortion. Using that unwavering stability from Bala, Wisdom Panindriya can finally see the noble truths, the Arya Sakkadhamma, with complete clarity.
And that seeing, that piercing through, that leads directly to liberation, to nirvana.
That's the path. It's the ultimate synergy, you see. Bala 5 provides the unshakable foundation, the absolute defense against defilements. The mind is safe, pure, stable. And Indriya 5 particularly wisdom as Indriya, uses that perfect stability as the platform to make the final leap, the breakthrough, into full understanding and liberation.
It's control enabling power and power enabling the ultimate act of control, which is liberating insight.
Perfectly put. They absolutely need each other, developing in sequence. You can't really have that ultimate controlling insight without the power base, and the power base is built under the initial guidance of the controlling function.
So they aren't really separate things to practice, are they? Like, today I'll do Indriya, tomorrow, Bala.
No, not at all. They're different aspects or levels of maturity of the same five mental states. It's the quality of control Indriya maturing into, and then working alongside the quality of unshakable power, Bala.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening to this? What does it mean practically?
Well, I think it means that genuine self-development, at least in this framework, isn't just about, trying to have faith or trying to be mindful sometimes.
Right. It's not just ticking boxes.
No, it requires actively, consciously cultivating and balancing all five of these qualities: faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, pushing them until they reach full maturity.
You need both functions fully developed.
Exactly. You need to train these five until your mind has both that smart manager, the Indriya aspect that can spot internal weaknesses, correct course, and keep things running smoothly day to day. And also that strong, resilient defense, the Bala aspect, that makes your mind genuinely impervious to the big disruptive forces like craving, anger, laziness, worry, and deep doubt.
That really lands the difference. Manager and defender, both vital.
Both absolutely essential.
Which leads to a really practical question for you to think about, maybe reflect on in your own life or practice. Consider those five qualities again: faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom. Right now in your life, which ones feel more like a manager, Indriya? The ones guiding your daily actions, catching small slips, keeping you generally on track?
Good question.
And then which of these same qualities do you feel you need to push beyond just management? Which ones need strengthening into that unwavering power, Bala, that solid fortress, to truly protect your deeper goals and well-being from life's inevitable challenges and hindrances?
It's about knowing where you need to build that resilience, that unshakable core.
Exactly. Because cultivating both roles, the manager and the defender within each quality, seems to be the key to making your path not just functional for today, but truly stable and indestructible in the long run.
That's the goal: indestructible peace and clarity.
We really hope this deep dive has helped clarify this, well, initially confusing but ultimately profound distinction between Indriya and Bala, a dual force for enlightenment.
Hope it sparks some insight for you.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll catch you next time.